So I know most of us have seen The Lion King, and you know how when Simba, like after his dad dies, he goes like he meets his friends, and then he doesn't. When he's called back to duty, like he doesn't want to go back. It's too painful, like the memory of losing his father. And my quote comes straight from the Lion King movie. It's, "Oh yes, the past can hurt, but you can either run from it or learn from it." Rafiki said that. So my thing is that I think the most powerful thing is facing your past, because running from your past, like, it doesn't help you, because, for example, say if you're like, someone like hurt you in your past, you can't, and you just want to keep running away from it, you're not dealing with the issue, you can never like become stronger. And so when facing like what has like hurt you, or what has like scared you, or and I mean like anything in your past, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and when you accept that, once you accept that and you stop running from your past, you're able to learn and grow. Rafiki, he's a crazy guy, but you know, he knew what he was talking about. I have like personal experience in like running from my past and like not confronting the things that I should have. And if you keep doing that, you're just like, you're not gonna learn. And I mean, I don't suggest like always taking advice from monkeys, but you should take advice from him. Thank you.
No, you keep those.
Oh, you keep
Yeah,
them.
don't put them back. Thank you. All right, well, giving us some context at the beginning by reminding us of the story of the Lion King's okay, and then you transition to what the quote is. That's okay. It's a little obvious, but it worked okay. At least you weren't starting with the quote. Your point of view, I think, is relatively clear, but I don't really hear a plan. There's no structure that's being set up, so I know that you're going to end up kind of wandering around on the subject, and unless you find a hook to pull into and talk about, you're probably going to run out of things to say, which is basically what happens. You did at one point say that you had a personal experience, you said, I shouldn't have done this in the past, blah, blah. I'm thinking, why aren't you telling us that story? What is it that you ran away from? It might be hard for you to talk about, in which case I understand that you skip it, but let's face it, it's one of those things that you should face. Maybe this is a good way to do that. So the content never really develops very much. You basically repeat the idea a couple of times and then you're done. The presentation issues, I think you project pretty well and there's energy in your voice, but there are a lot of spots where there's hesitation and uncertainty, a couple of blank spaces that I think you'll see and you'll know what we're talking about there, where the flow just kind of disappears. Your facial expressions are okay, but you are basically looking at the top of the back wall most of the time. When you look out toward the audience, you don't really look at people, you're looking in the direction over them, and I think that's a little bit problematic. You've got very nervous feet at the start of the speech. You settled down a little bit, but then it seemed like you got nervous again toward the end, and I thought that was a little bit of a problem. But I did like the exit. It leaves a good taste in our mouths that you've kind of thought something through and you've got a kind of a clever way of finishing it off, and I think that leaves a good impression. All right, thank you.